Hello, welcome to another live episode of the Alex Nitzberg Show. I'm Alex Nitzberg, and today I'm going to be talking about a few topics. The main topics are going to be 18 House Republicans who voted against an amendment put forward by Representative Chip Roy of Texas, and that amendment would have basically blocked the Defense Department from using money appropriated in the Defense Appropriations Bill to basically spend any of the funds appropriated on observing Pride Month. And so 18 Republicans basically voted against blocking funds from Pentagon funds from being spent on observance of Pride Month, which is obviously unacceptable and egregious. Also, I'm going to be talking about Kari Lake. She announced, or she hasn't, I'll show you basically, she's going to be running for Senate. And the Wall Street Journal has reported that she's going to be running for U.S. Senate. But a lot of you might be fans of hers, but by the time you're done watching this video, maybe not so much, because I got some stuff to show you about her. And then I've got a number of other topics to cover as well. So thank you for watching this episode. If you've enjoyed these shows every Saturday at 3:30, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And thank you. I just saw someone, right as I was saying that, give it a thumbs up. So thank you guys for that. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that. And follow me on X, the platform previously known as Twitter. So let me switch over here. So, all right. So there's that thumbs up thing, reminder. And also, okay, so here it is. I wrote this article this week, and I was tipped off to this news by Ben Zeisloft at the Republic Sentinel, and then I wrote an article after I'd seen him tweeting and writing about it and stuff. But here we have 18 House Republicans reject Chip Roy amendment to bar the Pentagon appropriations from being used to observe Pride Month. So, I mean, it's kind of crazy to believe that Republicans would vote against something like that. Here you can see it says, none of the funds made available by this act for the Department of Defense or the Defense Equal Opportunity Management Institute may be used to carry out the observance of Pride Month as specified in the Cultural Observances and Awareness Events list of the Department of Defense and authorized by Undersecretary of Defense for Personnel, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I mean, that's a bunch of mess. Here's the Cultural Observances and Awareness Events list. And you can see here Pride Month is listed, and this is on defenseculture.mil. But let me get down to the point here. Who are the Republicans that would do such a thing? And here's you can see the roll call. There were 202 Republicans who voted in favor of this amendment, and the amendment would have blocked the funding from being able to be used for, celebrating Pride Month. So 202 Republicans voted correctly. They voted, in favor of this amendment, but 18 voted no, and they voted against it. And then you can see here there were 0 Democrats that voted in favor of it, and 213 voted against it. So there's a total of 202 to 231, 202 voting in favor of this amendment, 231 voting against it. Here's the, I thought I had the list up there. Where is it? Nope. Okay, I'll find it down here. I thought I had the list up of the Republicans, but I can do it here. You can go Republican and then votes and then select no, and it'll give you the list. Here's the Republicans that voted against this. So you can see here, Buck, Calvert, Chavez, DeRaymer, Curtis, D'Esposito, Duarte, Fitzpatrick, Garbarino, Gonzalez, Joyce, Keene, Kiley, LaLota, Lawler, Mace, Molinaro, Obernolte, Steele. And you can see here which states they're from. A lot of them are from California and New York. Nancy Mace is from South Carolina. We got someone here from Ohio. And Ken Buck is from Colorado. So anyway, there's that list. And if any of your representatives are on there, it's good to know that they just voted against an amendment that would have basically blocked Pentagon appropriations from going to observance of Pride Month. It's like with Republicans like these, who needs Democrats? So I thought that's important because it's just you need to know when there are basically Republicans betraying conservative principles out there. And so that is an important news item, I think. All right, so the Kari Lake stuff. So like I said, here's this Wall Street Journal article, and it says Kari Lake will announce a run for Kyrsten Sinema's seat next month, setting the stage for what is expected to be blah, blah. So Lake, and then it says down here, told the Wall Street Journal she will launch her campaign at an October 10th rally. So this article is reporting it, making it sound like she is going to announce. I don't think she's actually tweeted an official announcement saying, like, I'm going to run, but the Wall Street Journal is reporting that she's going to run, and that she told them that her next campaign will be, launched at this October 10th rally. So, but let me just show you more what's in this article. Okay, so just background in case you don't know who she is. If you're watching this show, you're into politics, you probably do. But she ran for governor in Arizona in 2022 and lost to Katie Hobbs, who at the time was the Secretary of State of Arizona, the Arizona Secretary of State. Now, Kari Lake has claimed that she did not lose and that the election was stolen, but so that's who she is. Now, in this article, it says Lake said she hopes to meet with McConnell, meaning Mitch McConnell, soon, and that she would vote for him for leader of the Republican Party if he was the top Republican choice. She is set to meet with Republicans across the ideological spectrum during a Washington, D.C. visit next week. She said, "I'd like to meet them to show them that I'm a very reasonable person who loves my state." So, if you are someone who doesn't like Mitch McConnell, that will probably be a disturbing statement to you, that they're saying that if he's the top choice that she would vote for him. Also, here we have, it says, where is it here? During that same trip to Washington, Lake will have meetings with several other senators, including Senator John Barrasso, a McConnell ally seen as his possible successor. Then it says, Senator Lindsey Graham is expected to Sherpa her visit. Okay, so on an aside there, I have this montage of Lindsey Graham basically being booed at Trump rallies. So at a rally, this one rally, it was in Pickens, South Carolina, earlier this year, Lindsey Graham got booed when he came on stage, and then again when Trump mentioned him, when Trump was on stage and he mentioned Lindsey Graham and he got booed. And then more recently at another South Carolina rally, it was somewhere else in South Carolina more recently, Trump was on stage, he mentions Lindsey Graham gets booed again. When Trump mentions him, I mean, this mention of his name elicits boos from the crowd, and I want to show you that montage.
Lindsey Graham. Welcome to Pickens.
Senator Lindsey Graham, who is really I'm going to have to work. I'm going to have to work on these people. Lindsey Graham, wherever you are. Lindsey, thank you. Oh, no. He helps me on the left. We need help sometimes. Republicans shouldn't need help on the left, but he helps me.
Lindsey Graham.
Okay, so that other one, I think I said it was Somerville. That was the more recent thing where Trump mentioned Lindsey Graham and then booed. So you would think at some point Trump would get a clue that people at his rallies do not like Lindsey Graham. But anyway, so yeah, the Wall Street Journal says that Lindsey Graham is expected to Sherpa Kari Lake's visit in Washington. Also, the article, this is all from the same article, by the way. It says, on abortion, Lake has said she opposes the procedure but believes each state has the right to make its own law. She said she supports Arizona's 15-week ban but would oppose a federal ban. So, if you're someone who wants a federal abortion ban, then Kari Lake is not your candidate, not somebody you'd want to support. So, now, we're getting in even more stuff. The Log Cabin Republicans. So, if you're not familiar with them, that is a pro-LGBT, basically Republican group. So it's like a group that supports LGBT Republicans, basically, promoting being, which is kind of an oxymoron in the sense that I think people talk about conservatism being a big tent. Well, I think promoting the LGBT agenda is anti-conservative. I know that there are, people that identify as LGBT that promote like fiscal conservatism and stuff like that. But to me, conservatism is both the social issues and the fiscal issues. And if you're socially liberal and you're not truly conservative, at least in the full sense of the term, maybe you're fiscally conservative. But anyway, so she participated in this Log Cabin Republican event. I believe it was last year. You can see here this thing that says she's going to be a special guest or whatever. And I'm going to show you this clip, which I believe was at that event, where she's talking about, basically having gay friends when she worked in the media and how gay men think right. And let me just show you this clip.
80, 90, 100% of the men in media are gay, okay? And so all of my friends, when I worked in media for 30 years, were the most amazing, fun, smart, savvy people in the world, gay men. And the one thing I really was going to miss when I walked away from the media was my gay friends. Turns out I get into politics, and I had no idea conservative politics was full of gay men as well. And I'll tell you what, I like them better because they know how to think right. They know how to think right. Goodness.
So yeah, that's Kari Lake at what appears to be a Log Cabin Republican event, talking about you see it. I think you can actually see it there. I think that's their logo. So there's that. So, yeah, and then just FYI, here's a Politico article about the Log Cabin. Here you can see a headline. It says, scenes from a celebration. So anyway, this is about, where is it here? Oh, okay. Thursday's night's Log Cabin Republican Spirit of Lincoln Gala in the main ballroom of Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago beachfront club was a joyous celebration of gay rights. So I think this is probably the same event, but in any case, this article is about an event. I think it's the same one. And you can see here that they quoted Trump. It says the main attraction obviously was Trump. And then down here it says, they quote him saying, "We are fighting for the gay community, and we are fighting and fighting hard," the former president and 2024 candidate said. So, there's that. So, that's that stuff. All right, so next topic. A lot of you probably watched the second Republican presidential primary debate this week, which Trump also skipped. He skipped the first one, and then he skipped this one. And DeSantis, during that debate, called him out for skipping it. I'm going to show you a little clip of that.
And you know who else is missing in action? Donald Trump is missing in action. He should be on this stage tonight. He owes it to you to defend his record where they added $7.8 trillion to the debt. That set the stage for the inflation that we have now. I can tell you this, as governor of Florida, we cut taxes, we ran surpluses, we've paid down over 25% of our state debt, and I vetoed wasteful spending when it came to my desk. And as your president, when they send me a bloating spending bill that's going to cause your prices to go up, I'm going to take out this veto pen and I'm going to send it right back to them.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, this is something that is an issue with Trump. He should have vetoed more of their massive, monstrous spending bills when he was president. Like, when you're president and they send you a monstrosity, trillions of dollars spending bill, it's like huge and it's got a bunch of stuff. He probably should have vetoed, stuff when he was in office. But anyway, so he's calling him out for skipping it. You can let me know in the comments. Do you think that Trump should attend the debates or should not attend the debates? I mean, as a political move, it kind of makes sense why he wouldn't, because he's creaming everybody and, he'll be exposed. People can attack him, directly, and he'll have to defend his record and stuff. But, do you think he should go? My guess is if you're a Trump supporter, you probably don't think he should go. And if you're not a Trump supporter, you probably do think he should go. So, but anyway, like, obviously DeSantis wants him to go. But, okay, so this was interesting. At the very end of the debate, Dana Perino, a Fox News channel, who is one of the co-moderators, basically had this funny kind of sort of almost game show thing where she asked all of the candidates to basically vote one of themselves off the island. Like, who do you think should be voted off the island? And she wanted them all to write it down on a notepad. And I'm going to let you see what happens here, but I'll kind of just preface it for you by saying none of them, it seemed like they basically all declined to participate. They didn't do it. But if you watch closely, to me, it looks like a few of them were getting ready to write something down. And then Nikki Haley says, "Are you serious?" to Dana Perino. She's like, "Are you serious?" And then like right after that, Ron DeSantis is like, "I'm going to decline to do that." And then nobody ends up doing it. So it's interesting. Go ahead and watch this here.
It's now obvious that if you all stay in the race, former President Donald Trump wins the nomination. None of you have indicated that you're dropping out. So, which one of you on stage tonight should be voted off the island? Please use your marker to write your choice on the notepad in front of you. 15 seconds starting now. Of the people on the stage, who should be? I'm absolutely serious.
With all due respect, I mean, we're here, like, we're happy to debate, but I think that's disrespectful to my fellow competitors.
Nobody wants to participate.
Let's do some questions. Let's talk about the future of the country.
I want to be clear.
Let me ask you this.
If I may.
Let me ask you something.
Yep.
Then if you won't.
Okay, so there you go. It's interesting how that happened there. Nikki Haley's like, "Are you serious?" And Ron DeSantis said he wasn't doing it, and then nobody ended up doing it. But if you go on Rumble and you look at the GOP page, you can go and you can kind of rewind it over and over and watch it. And I've done that. I've watched it a bunch of times. I think a few of them were probably about to do what she said and write down something. But then, after Ron DeSantis, when Nikki Haley said, "Are you serious?" and Ron DeSantis said, "I'm not doing it," suddenly no one was doing it. Now, I think, I'm a DeSantis supporter. But I think that's interesting because I kind of think it shows leadership to stand up and say, "I'm not doing it," basically. And then nobody else ends up doing it either. Now, anyway, but it was interesting. Even if you're not a Ron DeSantis supporter, it's still interesting that it ended up happening and all that. So that was something that happened right at the end of the debate if you want to go check that out again. Okay, so speaking of Dana Perino, she was, years ago, she was the White House press secretary for a period of time under George W. Bush during his time in office. Well, Jordan Schachtel highlighted this post revealing that Dana Perino was just recently participating at the Clinton Global Initiative 2023 meeting. And she, right before Hillary Clinton came on stage one time, she introduced her as the amazing Secretary Clinton. So Hillary Clinton, let me show you that.
Of our organization was somebody that you are here to see, the amazing Secretary Hillary Clinton. Here she is.
And then watch, you can see that, she warmly greets her with a handshake and everything. So yeah, Dana Perino, during this Clinton Global Initiative 2023 meeting, she moderated this panel before this, and then, so anyways, she had moderated a panel there. So yeah, so that's who we've got moderating Republican debates. I think, and let me know what you think in the comments. The first, debate was tied with Fox News Channel, and the second debate, I believe, was tied with the Fox Business Network and Univision. I think the Republican Party needs to stop picking these outlets. They need to, I think they should pick like a conservative outlets or just conservative people. But like, for instance, I work at the Blaze. I think the Blaze, Glenn Beck maybe, or even Tucker Carlson or the Daily Wire. Like, why would the Republican Party not be picking like really conservative moderators and conservative outlets to do the moderating? Like, I think that would be a better move. But, they keep picking Fox related stuff. So, and like Dana Perino, who's, obviously not that conservative if she's willing to participate in a Clinton Global Initiative thing. So yeah, and speaking of Fox News, Sean Hannity of Fox News is going to be moderating a one-on-one debate between Ron DeSantis and Gavin Newsom on November 30th in Georgia. So that'll be interesting television probably. Gavin Newsom's not actually running for anything right now. He's the California governor, so it'll be the California governor versus the Florida governor who is running for president. But that should be interesting, and I'll probably talk about it on the show when it happens. But just FYI, that's a while from now. I mean, it's September 30th today, and we're talking about November 30th, so we're talking about 2 months from now. But just keep that on your calendar if you're into watching. If you're a political junkie, which you probably are, why are you watching this show? That would be something to look forward to. Also, you probably heard Senator Dianne Feinstein of California died at the age of 90. She had been in office since November of 1992, I believe. So she was there for about 3 decades, a little bit over 3 decades. And so Gavin Newsom, who I was just talking about, governor of California, he will be, appointing the person to fill in for her until the election. A number of Democrats are already running for that seat. I believe Adam Schiff from California and a number of other, I think Katie Porter. But anyway, they're running. But so I believe Gavin Newsom is going to nominate someone who's not currently running already, but he'll be putting in someone to fill that seat. Also, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who is, a Democratic presidential primary candidate, along with Marianne Williamson. They are both challenging the two of them. I mean, he's not like running with her, but I mean, Marianne Williamson and RFK Jr. are challenging Biden, and they're both doing badly. RFK's polling better, but, he's polling way, way, way behind Biden. So he has announced that he's going to make a major announcement on October 9th in Philadelphia. And there's this Mediaite article, let me get rid of that, that says that he is going to announce an independent run. And you can see here it says he plans to announce that he will run as an independent on October 9th in Pennsylvania. And they quoted this person who they identify as a Kennedy campaign insider saying that Bobby feels that the DNC is changing the rules to exclude his candidate, so an independent run is the only way to go. So he just teased, that he has a major announcement. He didn't say what that was. But if you listen to his video that was back there that I was just on, he says things. It sounds like that Mediaite report, it could be right, like down here he says, whoops, I'll mute that. I don't need to play it. Well, I can play you the very end of it. Here we go.
There, I'll share with you our path to the White House and how we can all participate.
Anyway, so he's saying he's going to share his path to the White House. You can look up the video if you want to see the whole thing. But yeah, so that could be interesting. Maybe shake things up a little bit because, it looks like Biden's probably going to be the Democratic nominee. Trump's probably going to be the Republican nominee. So if we have a third party person or, an independent person who gets in there, that could be interesting. Who will that hurt more? So, because, some people on the right kind of like RFK. If you look into his policies, like, yeah, he sounds good on certain things, maybe like vaccines or whatever. But yeah, if you're conservative, he's not someone that you should support at all. He's not, he's not like a conservative, and I wouldn't suggest supporting him. If it ends up being him, Trump, and Biden, I will vote for Trump. But so maybe maybe someday I can, if he ends up being a serious contender or whatever, if you're interested in it, let me know. Maybe I can talk more about, I can find out some more about what he believes and talk about that someday. But thank you all for watching this episode of the show. And I saw Sharon Ducci said, "We love Kari Lake. She works really hard, and I don't like people slinging dirt, so I don't listen to gossip." All right, well, that's your choice, whether you want to support her or not. But it's good to know, that she's, at the Log Cabin Republican event and all that kind of stuff. I don't think that's good. So, but you make up your own mind. Like, I report, you decide. So, but now you know. So anyway, that's all up to you, whether you want to support her or not. But yeah, she'll probably be running for Senate. So thank you all for watching this episode of the show. And thank you to everybody who gave me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me on X. I post stuff over there as well. So if you enjoy these shows, all week long, I'm posting stuff on X, whether it's my articles of the Blaze or just whatever, funny stuff, news that's happening. FYI, and so this is something I shared, I saw earlier was being reported. And so if you follow me on X, this is the kind of stuff you might see. Like I didn't talk about this earlier in the show. I'll mention it real quick. It looks like someone pulled a fire alarm. It was either like in Congress or in a congressional building or something. People were saying it was Representative Jamal Bowman. He's a Democrat. So that's something you might want to look up and see what the reporting on that ends up saying. In fact, actually, well, since I'm talking about it, hold on one second. I will show you what I have here. All right, so there was a Politico article, and it says here, Jamal Bowman pulled house fire alarm amid vote chaos. And it says he pulled the fire alarm in a House office building as his party tried. So anyway, it's like, what? And it says Bowman, quote, pulled a fire alarm in Cannon this morning. A spokesperson for the panel said an investigation into why it was pulled is underway. And I guess the panel they're talking about there is the Republican-controlled administration committee, because it says up here, it says that he pulled the fire alarm in a House office building. According to, anyway, so whatever. So that's weird. But anyway, yeah. So I'm just saying, if you want to follow me on X, I post stuff over there too. So thank you all for watching this episode. That was quite a tangent. And please join me next Saturday at 3:30 for another episode. And I will see you guys later. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.